welcome Cleveland County to the September edition of Cleveland County Kitchen. My name is Debra Blanton, and I'm here this morning with Mr. Jeff Crotts, and we're standing in his peach orchard. I guess that's what you call it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I know the folks are going to be very interested in how you got started in farming.
Well, you asked me that earlier. I guess I got started whether I wanted to or not. Probably didn't really want to, but it kind of got handed down to me. We've been growing peaches here, or my family has, since I guess the late 60s. My dad first got an orchard business in the late 40s with apples. But then in the 70s, we started planting more varieties of peaches. And all through the 70s, 80s, 90s, we've always had 30, 40 acres of peaches. And the only bad thing about growing peaches is the spring freezes.
You start talking about when you start harvesting peaches. I believe, was that end of May?
Yeah, our first variety of peach is usually Flavor Rich. And Flavor Rich is a really, really good early variety. This year we didn't have any because we had a spring freeze on March the 29th. It got down to 19 degrees, and these trees here were probably 75% bloom, and I've never figured out the weather. So 19 degrees and we still pick peaches.
Right.
We probably had a 40% crop of peaches. We didn't have any Flavor Rich. But anyway, we start the season with Flavor Rich. And then we've got probably 25 varieties that goes throughout the growing season. You get into Freestone peaches anytime after Red Haven, and that's the ones that come off the pit. And that's usually the last week in June, first week of July.
Okay. And the Freestone's where you cut one open and
the pit will come out of it.
Right, right.
My dad always said he didn't like early varieties of peaches. He said they don't do nothing but ruin your business, because he said, you got to think about a peach to even know you're eating a peach. But they have developed different varieties. Flavor Rich to me is one of the best tasting peaches, and I guess maybe I love fruit. I really love Flavor Rich because we hadn't had a peach all season.
Right,
and I just love the Flavor Rich, which Flavor Rich will usually go for around 2.5 to 3 weeks. But as I was telling you earlier, I love growing peaches, and why we'll always grow peaches here on our farm is you can go to the grocery store 12 months out of the year and get apples, tomatoes, any kind of fruit you want. And pretty good stuff. But you cannot go to the grocery store and get a tree-ripened peach that is fit to eat. Like coming here to the farm and getting peaches. And we pick our peaches every day. We grow the trees probably sometimes 25 times. And we get the pick the peaches that are ripe and ready to eat. And that's what we keep at our stand to sell. We pick them daily.
Well, I want to also take this opportunity while we have just some more minutes, is that you also have ice cream at your place. Yes, you not only have different fruits, and I would imagine during blackberry time you also have blackberries for sale up there.
Yes,
is that right?
Yeah, we start the season normally with strawberries. We open up around the middle of April. And we do strawberry ice cream, and then we freeze a lot of the fruit. We freeze a lot of the strawberries and the peaches and put them in 5-gallon buckets, and we put them in a freezer, and so we can have fresh fruit throughout the season. Even the winter months we still have the strawberry ice cream and the peach ice cream, and even we have apple pie ice cream too. And we use our own apples. And
in other words, you're open all year round, is that right?
Well, we usually open, like I say, around the middle of April, and then we close Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And then we usually take 2 or 3 weeks off, and then we normally come back in the end of January.
Jeff, I want to thank you so much for showing us around. We're now on top of the mountain that you promised to take us, and I hope our photographer has given us a view of what we're seeing up here. And you grow strawberries, blackberries, peaches, apples. I forget anything else?
That's about it.
That's it, and that's enough. So listen, thank you so much.
Thanks. Glad to have y'all.
Appreciate you sharing your information, your wealth of knowledge, and your expertise on the wonderful peach.
Yes, ma'am.
Stay tuned. We'll be in the studio with Nancy Abasiekong talking about the nutritional value of the peach.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions.
Good luck, big guy.
His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope Mom knows what to do. Oh! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Hi, I'm Tim Foster from C19 TV.
And I'm Gabe Wisman from the Shelby Star.
And I'm Rob Root from KTCBroadcasting.com.
Join us each week for our 13th season of Armchair Quarterback. 2014 was a special year with Shelby winning a second consecutive 2A state championship and Crest winning a 3A state title. What's in store on the gridiron in 2015? Each week we take a look at all 4 Cleveland County high school football teams, conference foes, Burns, Crest, Shelby, and Kings Mountain. We will look at what happened the week before and look ahead at what's coming up this week.
We will also discuss ACC, SEC, and Gardner-Webb football.
And, of course, the NFL and the Carolina Panthers.
Don't miss another great season of Armchair Quarterback each week right here on C19 TV.
Hi, Cleveland County. We're back with Cleveland County Kitchen. My name is Debra Blanton, and we're here with Nancy Abasiekong, who is at the Cooperative Extension Department, and she is our specialist with the nutritional value of our peach, which is our topic for the month of September. And Nancy, what can you tell us about the peach?
Okay. Well, Deborah, it is good to be talking about peaches, although we are at the end of the peach season. So I hope our viewers have already been enjoying peaches. The season here in Cleveland County is from about early June, late May, June, into September. Mm-hmm. So the last varieties are coming on now. And one that you will see available is Autumn Prince, which is a yellow fleshed peach, good size, good color, good flavor. But again, we hope you've been enjoying them all summer long. Mm-hmm. When you're looking for peaches, know that they are very nutritious, and it really is one of the signs of summer. When we think of peaches and we think of summertime, then those things just really go together. And we're getting lots of nutrients like vitamin C, vitamin A.
Good.
Lots of other of the B vitamins are parts of that. Peaches are low in fat, or no fat, low in no sodium, no cholesterol. So they really are a very healthy option. Perfect fruit option. And really they can add, when we're thinking about, again, the Choose My Plate, which is our dietary guideline recommended program from USDA, we are looking at eating half of the plate fruit and vegetable combination, and you would want a little more of the plate to be vegetables.
We would like to carry on the peach through the winter, so how can we still have fresh peaches, so to speak, in the winter?
Well, preserving the peaches now, and of course freezing is the easiest way to handle peaches and get them when you can pull them out on those cold winter days and so forth and still have that summery taste. Peaches are one of the fruits, like apples, that will turn dark when they're exposed to air. So after you peel them and cut them up and so forth, you'll want to treat them to prevent darkening. And you can easily do that with a little bit of lemon juice or orange juice or ascorbic acid, fruit fresh, something like that, which is a mixture product. And you'll have directions on the container of how much you use.
Okay. But now, I have frozen peaches in the past, and I always add some sugar to it before I freeze them. Is that acceptable?
It is. You can freeze peaches just by mixing maybe 2/3 of a cup or so forth of sugar. We have a fact sheet at Cooperative Extension, and on our Cleveland County Kitchen Peaches fact sheet I will include information on freezing with sugar pack, dry pack, without any sugar, as well as you can freeze peaches in a light syrup if you'd like. You can puree them and then freeze the puree.
Oh, of course.
If you're going to use it in peach ice cream or with some other things, you might want to use a puree. And if the peaches are firm, if you cook them before you puree them, they will. You'll get a smoother product. But you don't have to. But you can.
Right.
Cook them slightly, just a very little bit of water.
Now, I'm a person that loves the skin, and I'm sure a lot of the nutrition is in the skin.
It is.
But for some things, you want to remove the skin, and just peeling might be a little more difficult. I find it difficult. So, is there a better way to get the skin off a peach?
Yes, there is a quick method similar to when we're peeling tomatoes. So just have your pot of boiling water. Dip your peach into the water. You can put them in a basket or just put them in with a slotted spoon, 30 to 60 seconds, and then remove the peach. You're not trying to cook it or anything. Just heat that outer layer. So 30 to 60 seconds, then put it immediately into your ice water, and then take it out of that. Again, you're not soaking, so lift it out, and then the skin will have started to crack, and you can then just pull that right off. Again, like we did with the tomatoes.
Right. Oh, that's
Now, of course, you can eat the peel. Just wash your peach if you're going to be eating it fresh. Just wash that fuzz off, get that washed off. Just under cold running water is all it takes. And then you're ready to go. Dry that, pat dry, and you're ready to slice or bite right into it.
Makes
us want a peach right now.
Exactly. Well, what about you get one, say, that is still sort of green, which would be hard, and is there a test where you can press the flesh just to see how ripe it is, and then do we refrigerate these or do we leave them out?
Right. You don't really want to buy peaches that are green because those won't mature and soften up like you would like to do, just leaving them on the shelf or on the counter. If you bring a peach home that looks otherwise color, and it is ripe, buying our local peaches, they've been allowed to mature on the tree.
Of course.
So when we say tree ripened North Carolina peaches, these will have a different flavor, and we're getting a much fresher product than if we get them shipped in from California or Georgia even.
Right.
But sometimes that's our only option, and those are still a good product. But if you bring home, and when you're selecting a basket of peaches, you don't want all of them to be ripe and ready to eat right now, but you hope you do have a few.
Well, Nancy, thank you so much. We've certainly learned a lot about the peach, and of course our local peaches. We still have some in the farmers market and with some of our farmers. So we'll take advantage of that. Remember to stay tuned because we'll be coming right back with cooking some of our wonderful peaches.
Hi, I'm Linda Hopper, and I'm excited about an upcoming new show called Woman to Woman right here on C19 TV. Each month, my guest and I would chat about issues relating to women in general, but with a special focus on women right here in Cleveland County. Our topics will range from serious issues such as domestic violence and workplace challenges to fun topics such as fashion and healthy lifestyles and much, much more. So please join me as we discuss the issues, interests, and inspiration of women everywhere on Woman to Woman, right here on C19 TV.
Right here, right now, right here, right now.
Welcome back, Cleveland County. As I'm sure you know by now, we're at the Cooperative Extension's kitchen, but you don't know Chef Fred Reeves. He is our chef this afternoon, and he is going to be fixing some dishes with our wonderful peach.
Nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you too, Fred. Thank you for being here.
No problem at all.
I thought the first thing that we need to show people how to do is cut a peach.
Okay.
Now, these happen to be not cling, no, they're not cling-free peaches. Mm-hmm. So if you'll show the viewers how to cut up a peach.
Okay. And first, I'm going to take my knife right here and grab one of the peaches. And basically, I'm going to cut just a circular motion. And I'm going to start off right in the center here. And I just go around here, all the way around, so I come to the very one I started from. So once I do that, I kind of want to take my peach and kind of just break it open that way.
Now, this is very important when you are using not a cling-free peach. Mm-hmm. Rather than cut it down like it sits, you cut around the half of it. Yes. And then you just pop out the seed.
Pop out the seed right here. And when they're ripe, they're very easy to pop out. So this is very ripe. Come on, let's do that away.
Now, the first dish that we're cooking, Chef Reeves, is...
It is a peach and pistachio salad with a little bit of honey Greek yogurt on topping. Okay. So what I done first right here, I'm gonna take half of the peach right here. I'm gonna cut it in quarters. Then once I cut it in quarters right here, I'm gonna see that part right here. I'm gonna take half of the quarter and then I'm gonna cut it again.
And of course, we're leaving the skin on because that's where a lot of the goodness is.
And basically, what the skin does also, when I'm sauteing, I'm gonna saute for a little bit I'm gonna saute for a little bit because I want to have that hold that.
Right. In other words, it won't fall apart if the skin is still on.
Mm-hmm. So.
All right. Now you have quite an interesting history, yes. Chef Reeves. Mm-hmm. You've been cooking for a long time. The local business that you're here, and you can still keep cooking. Okay. You're still working. You can think and talk. Okay. But you are the chef at Morgan and Bob's, which is a relatively new bed and breakfast here in town.
Yes, it is.
You've been cooking with downtown at the farmers market on Saturdays, so I'm sure a lot of you viewers are able to see you work in action down there.
They know me very well down there. Every time I go by, they always scream the fried green tomatoes.
Oh, well, that's great. Good.
So once I get I got a little olive oil in the pan already. So I'm gonna put just a little bit more in there. So once I get that olive oil in there, and it's on. Right now I have it on medium to high heat, and I want to keep it that way. I don't want to burn them. I don't want to overcook them as well, so I want to give them a little bit of caramelize on there, and cook just a little, till they're soft and it's a little tender and everything.
Okay.
And once I do that right here, I'm going to add a little brown sugar to it to get that sweet caramelization on it. It's a very simple recipe.
And actually, all these recipes are out on our website.
And once I get that cooking right there, and so I got some of them already cooked already, so and you can kind of tell how they're already a little soft as well, a little tender. And like I said, it takes 2 to 3 minutes on them.
Okay.
And you can tell if they're easy to just poke, real easy to come out. They're all ready to go.
Okay.
So once I do that, I grab my non-fat-free yogurt, a little bit of spinach here, and I add a little bit of olive oil to it, give it a toss in there. Just give it a light coating on it as well. And add a little bit of salt and pepper.
Now, for those people that want to experience more of your food, they don't have to stay at the bed and breakfast here in town.
Not at all.
You are also the sous chef.
Yes.
At Doubletree.
Yes.
Hotel, which is near the airport. So you can have some of Chef Reeves' food down there as well.
Or they can go on my website. I like to have Divine Cultural Cuisine as well.
Yes, Divine Cultural Cuisine is your private business.
Yes.
You will go to homes and cook for people.
Exactly.
The cultural part comes in because You can cook any nationality's food,
Yes.
Italian, Greek,
Yes, ma'am.
Indian, Chinese,
And
all kinds.
Yeah, and we, like I said, I work within your budget as well, so you don't, like, you're not spending a whole lot of money. You're not doing, you're not, and I cook from start to finish, clean up everything, and it takes merely from all day to a couple hours.
Wonderful.
So what I did, so I have some honey right here. I'm going to add my honey to the yogurt. I'm doing my yogurt to the honey. That's the side. Like I say, you can get non-fat-free yogurt from anywhere, from any grocery store. Add a little bit of lemon juice, fresh squeezed lemon juice.
And I actually saw him squeeze the lemon prior to the show.
And I add just a couple of sprigs of fresh mint. And once I do that, kind of give it a little stir here. And just little droppings. It gives that sweetness. You get that mint, fresh minty flavor.
Oh, yes. You know, mint comes in all different kinds of flavors.
And what I do also, I let the peaches cool down a little bit. Then I add on top, I add my pistachio, and I add my.
We've got those right here. And how did you grind these up?
I used to use. I did it the old school way. I kind of with a knife. Most people nowadays have a grinder or crusher. The little grinder they use, but I still do old school as we do in the chef.
With the knife.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So what I do after that, once I let it cool down for a little while, then I add my peaches.
Now, this doesn't get any more summery than fresh spinach.
Fresh spinach. Pistachio is very light. Is the new, I call it the new nut. The new, this is a very light texture. And
voila.
Voila.
Perfect. All right, now we're moving on to the appetizer. Yes. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And my appetizer today, I am making a prosciutto, peach, and goat cheese bruschetta.
Okay.
And for those people who does not know what the prosciutto is, it's more of a cured ham.
Right.
It's more Italian ham, and I cut it. You can either buy the block or by chunks, or in my case, I love the thin slices.
The thin slices.
And I have some that are already right here. They're already cut up to very thin slices, and I also have some that I sliced myself also. So what I did first, I want to get my French baguette. And I use 4 slices of baguette bread, thinly sliced.
Again, very thin.
And usually what I like to do is cut them about maybe a 1/4-inch thick at the most.
Okay.
And
that's because then they tend to toast very well. Anything thicker, it would be hard to toast.
Yes, ma'am. And so I just light little oil, lightly coat it, kind of give a little coat around the pan here. Then I add my bread to it. And I'm going to let that for about maybe a couple of minutes right here.
Okay.
Until then, I also have some of the peaches from what I cooked with the salad here. I'm going to use those as well with the appetizers.
Okay, good. Good.
And what I have here, a little bit of goat cheese, and a little bit, like I said, a little bit of prosciutto ham. And I have some fresh basil that's going to go on top of for garnish and everything. So
we have local peaches.
A little bit of Italian ham, some goat cheese, and a little bit of fresh basil. So I'm going to kind of come in and flip this over here. Just lightly toast it.
All right, so you've been cooking a long time.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
So once I do that,
I'm glad you come with experience, and I mean this is it's gourmet looking, but
very simple.
It is very simple.
Very simple.
And using such wonderful ingredients.
So pan off of here. I'm going to just do a little light light spread on the like goat cheese on the I call it crostini. That's our Italian version of a light little piece of bread here. And we give it just a couple of spreads right here.
And I would think if you really like goat cheese, the more the better.
Yes. So just a light little, goat cheese is one of my favorite cheeses.
And we were talking before the show, it comes now in different flavors. There's orange, there's herb.
Yes, ma'am.
All kinds.
So, and normally what I like to do, I like to add a little cinnamon to mine, or a little bit of basil, or a little bit of crushed thyme, just to give a little flavor to it.
A little different, so you can vary this appetizer
yes.
by what seasonings you use.
Yes, exactly. So,
peach. And I would think you could also use raw peach here as well.
And I just like giving a lot of my peaches because sometimes they come a little bitter or a little bit just the sweetness. Some peaches don't have the sweetness to it, so I try to give mine with the brown sugar or honey. Some people use honey, brown sugar.
Would make any peach taste good.
Yes, ma'am. So what I'm going to take my thin slices of prosciutto ham. And some people who don't like prosciutto ham, you can use whatever meat you want. Some people use turkey. Some people use slices of tofu if you're a vegetarian.
Certainly, certainly.
And let's place some right here. And it's very, like I said, it's very simple, very easy to make.
But it's attractive.
And it goes great right now, especially around football season. Some people not the big nachos and wings fans. They want something light and something very simple.
And there are still peaches in Cleveland County.
So I put a little bit of fresh basil, little slices of fresh basil on top here. And followed by a little salt. Salt.
A little pepper.
And a little pepper. And there you have it.
Oh, that is wonderful. Well, Chef Reeves, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you
so
much.
Thank you. And
we have enjoyed 2 easy dishes that are made out of our local fresh peaches.
Yes, and like I said, they're very light, very easy, very light. It takes about 10 minutes at the most, maybe even quicker than that, depends on how you like your peaches. And like I said, it's very healthy for you.
Wonderful.
Right? Thank you so much.
Thanks, Cleveland County. We'll see you next month.